Hello and welcome to the Blackwater podcast. Today's episode is the first of a kind of two-parter, where in this episode we're looking at underrated albums by bands we love, and in the next episode we're looking at overrated albums from bands we love. Just a heads up, there's two things I want to mention before we start this. One, this was recorded a while ago. I think it was recorded about a month and a half ago, but it took us a while to record the next part, so we waited until that was made until this. And then another thing is the microphones on this one is before A, I got my good microphones, which I use now, but B, there were lots of background noise between everything. It does get better as it goes on, so it's worse at the start than at the end. But just a heads up, the audio quality on this is pretty bad overall, and yeah, just a bit of a heads up for that. I've tried to edit around it as best I can, but some things just aren't able to do, and I'd rather it come out in this way than not come out at all. But without further ado, enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome to the Blackwater podcast. We finally have everyone here again because someone actually decided to turn on their alarm for the right time. Context for last week, what we found out why Nick wasn't there was because they set their alarm for PM instead of AM. Because
that's a valid excuse, Nick.
Yeah. But we're... What? Go on then.
It's not my fault.
Apologise to the class.
It's not my fault, right? It was like 6 a.m. I was tired. Right?
Okay. It doesn't take that much effort to change it to
Nick,
to AM. Like
I didn't have my glasses on. All right, just chill.
Then put your glasses on.
Nick,
I was going to
didn't have the glasses on. See?
I was back to sleep, man. Just chill on me.
But yeah, has anyone done anything nice this week, or is it?
I had an eventful weekend. As you guys know, I'm a big sports fan. Recently, hockey's been on and whatnot. And my Florida Panthers won back-to-back Stanley Cup championship. And yesterday, I went to an autograph signing with Sam Bennett, who won the MVP for this year's championship. So it was a phenomenal experience. I got an autograph, got to meet him, and today we had the parade. Had a great time.
That's sick.
Unforgettable experience. Yeah, lovely weekend.
Glad your sport teams win. Middle.
Unlike Essendon, never winning ever again.
No,
they're not going to win in your lifetime. You're going to die before they. Well, then you also support Crystal Palace as if they've ever won anything.
Look, this is year. 100%.
It's not his year.
It's their year. I'm telling you, top 10 finish. Mark my words.
What, for Crystal Palace?
Yep.
Yeah, they're supposed to come number 1. 10 is like it's pretty. It's like halfway. It's.
Well, number 1's pushing it. Okay, you got to start somewhere. You're not can't finish middle table anymore.
At least you're not Man U. Am I right?
Smoking the Man U back. Anyways, keep out of context. Keep going. Vidal.
What?
I thought Vidal was still going.
Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Have you done anything?
Yeah, I was in Stockholm over the weekend. And I was at this at the Culture Center in Stockholm. There's this exhibition that's dedicated to Swedish metal and Swedish extreme metal that I went to, which was pretty cool. They had a bunch of it's just it told the story of how extreme Swedish metal and Swedish extreme metal developed, and they had a bunch of props and old t-shirts and cassette tapes and vinyls and
Cassetti.
Yeah. And had it also had old stage clothes from musicians. It had Ragnar from Heavy Loads, his clothes that he would wear on stage. They had had some instruments and stuff like that.
Don't ask Nick his opinion on Heavy Load.
Yeah.
I like
dog shit. Dog shit opinion. You shouldn't just like them though. You should say they're one of the greatest bands of all time, because they are.
Well, then I'd be lying, because I don't think they are. And nobody likes to lie. Do they, Connor?
Nobody likes a dumbass either.
Yeah, I almost called you Hugo. No one likes a liar, do they?
No, but you did also rate Still Life like a 15 when you first listened to it, so I don't think we want to really.
No. If we're talking about ratings, I don't want to hear it from you.
Your
Mr.
rate,
Blood,
I can.
Mr.
Your
Bloody
ratings are
Incarnation.
way worse.
50's like.
Nick, your ratings
Okay.
are way worse than Connor's.
Yeah,
Nick.
sorry, I rated Blood Incantation at 60. You rated Still Life a 15. Like, there's
You
not
rated
comparable.
Thousand
Like,
No,
Thousand
what?
Lakes,
Whoa,
40.
not that.
you went. No, it was when you first rated it. I remember. I
It was
remember
not
the rating.
15. It was
It
not
was.
15.
I can check
It
what it
was.
was
It
right
was-
now.
It was
like
in the red.
40...
I remember it was in the red.
It was like 49.
The fuck?
It was not 15. It was
I remember it
not
being
that
absurdly low. It might be
Yeah.
a different album I'm remembering, but I remember it being absurdly low.
low. I mean, yeah, 49 is still too low for.
You rated Tales from Thousand Lakes like a 42.
Yeah, that was an old take.
Never
That's
trust a
the
Boulevard
only
take.
one.
Let's not bring up your In Flames rankings.
All right,
Battles top 3. Battles top 3.
that was that was crazy.
Never trust a Bullfart opinion from 2022 or 2023.
Even early 2024 for that matter.
I'll never trust ballpark. Period.
What?
True.
Sabotage a 67, by the way.
That's not even a bad rating for the album. It's like a 7 out of 10.
It is. It's the best album.
No, it's
Big Pictures
out
39.
Okay, now
Wait, what did he rate?
I think it was.
All right, guys, stop bullying them. We can do this at some point else when we can just bully them for an entire episode.
Actually, no, they take 2 100 in Opeth album, not 100.
So true.
Which one? What? I didn't even hear that.
They also rated all of Uzi's albums like a 100 at some point, which is
No, that's a lie. I never did that.
you
You
did.
totally take 2 100.
No,
Yes, you did.
but that was a troll, right?
No, it wasn't. Because you were then defending it, and then you were like,
you
Dom,
don't defend the troll.
if Cardi released this album, everyone would be
It's
glazing
true.
it.
It literally is true.
But that doesn't
It's
say
still
anything
true.
about the album. It just means that you saying if someone else released this dog shit, everyone else would be saying it's good.
It literally is true.
So you're omitting the album's dog shit.
Well, it's not amazing.
Oh.
See,
It's definitely grown off me now.
as it should. You've grown up, some may say. But what's it called? For today, we're doing a last-minute idea, but an idea I think is very interesting. We're taking bands we love, and we are talking about albums that we think are underrated, mainly in that band's fan base, because I think just going by sales and stuff doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Because sales in metal is the most dogshit way of ever thinking about anything. But yeah, we've all picked 3, and then we've all picked 3, and then we've got like a bunch of honorable mentions. Well, some of us do, Nick. But
I've got some, all right? Sure.
Mm-hmm. But Vitor, why don't you start us off with your first pick?
Okay. My first pick, and based on the criteria you just talked about, and I think the same, by the way, being underrated within that fan base, right? In a general view.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a perfect pick, and I've stated previously in the pod how this album is underrated among the fan base. And I'm yet to meet a person that likes this album as much as I do. And it's Black Clouds and Silver Linings by Dream Theater. I think it's criminally underrated within the fan base. 2 of my favorite Dream Theater songs are in this album, and they just never get talked about. And sometimes people say, "Oh, it's just those 2 songs, and the rest of the album is shit." And I don't think the rest of the album is shit. The 2 songs I'm referring to being "A Nightmare to Remember" and "Count of Tuscany," and the rest of the album still has "Rite of Passage" and "Shadow Fortress," which I still think they're great. Yep, I love Black Clouds and Silver Linings. The reason why I think it's underrated is because it was towards the end of Mike Portnoy's first tenure.
It was the last one with Portnoy, wasn't it?
Right, and maybe people expected a bit more, I think, but I thought, like, this thing, I love it. I didn't expect more. I think it's phenomenal.
I like the album. I wouldn't say it's like severely underrated or anything, but I do like it.
maybe from the takes that I've seen about it.
No, it's just my opinion. I think it's good, but it's not one of their best. It's my.
Okay.
I don't know. Fucking Dream Theater after Octavarium, I struggle with a bit nowadays, just because I think it's when they go a bit overblown on the pompousness.
Yeah, after Octavarium, I only really like Black Clouds, A Dramatic Turn of Events. That's really it. Personally.
I mean, musically, I like the new album, but I don't listen to it.
Parasomnia has good moments, but the transitions are not there for me. It kind of gets all over the place, but it definitely has good moments, and it's definitely their best album since Dramatic Turns of Events, in my opinion.
Too bad it has dog shit AI album
Yeah,
cover.
if I ever want to listen to that album, I'm going to listen to it because I'm not.
Or just listen to it on streaming, because streaming gives no money to the fucking artist.
True.
Yeah, but that's my first pick. Black Clouds and Silver Linings.
But you got to make a protest, you know?
Bro's gonna fucking stand up for his rights against fucking Dream Theater.
Yeah, I will. Deserved on a album covers.
But what's it called? I also, when I saw them live, they played Count Tuscany, and that was one of the best parts about seeing them live. That was very cool. All right.
Hugo goes next.
Okay. Well, no, Nick, you go next.
Mid-theater.
Okay.
Okay.
Why were you?
Okay.
Well. Okay.
We've got. I don't know how to pronounce the album name because it's in Swedish. So here you might have to help me with this one. It's called Frostfod, I think that's how you pronounce it. By Vagavinter.
Wait, what band?
Vagavinter.
How do you spell it?
What did you say?
A Vagavinter.
Yes.
But how do you spell it?
Varga.
Vagavinter.
Yeah. I think it's Frostfod.
Oh, it's Vargavinter, not Vargavinter. Vargavinter.
Oh, sorry.
It's not.
Wait, how do you spell
it's
it?
not Frostfod. It's Frostfod.
Oh, sorry for my ass not knowing Scandinavian. I'm still calling it Frostfod. Fuck you.
Never heard of it. Enlighten us.
Average white person, am I right?
I can't.
Not caring about other people's cultures. That's average Australian.
That's coming from a Brit is funny as shit.
I always try to pronounce people's names right. All right, I always fuck up, but I try my best. Unlike you, Vargavinter.
See, I'm not gonna try it because then I sound like a dumbass. All right. So, anyways, in the black metal scene, this is like sort of it's known, but it's like their only album, and not really much is known about the band. I don't even think the members are known unless I'm thinking of a different band. But it's good. Like it's a good album. It's like sort of melodic, folky. Oh, I don't know folky, but like it's like melodic. It's like dark and gloomy. It sort of like reminds me of Old Man's Child a bit, but like less melodic.
I like Old Man's Child, man.
I really wish this band released more than one album.
I like OMC a lot.
Their logo is cool. Their logo is really cool, actually.
OMCs? Old Man's Child logos or?
No, Vargavinters.
Oh, okay.
So you say, no, I don't want to hear it from you again.
Bullfight trying to project their fucking cooking on someone else. Shock horror. All right,
that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
What's your underrated album?
So my first pick is the album called For Lies I Sire by My Dying Bride. It is their 2009 album. It's not like super underrated, but I do think that it doesn't receive as much attention as some of their other albums. But I think it's just as good as their, most, as their albums that gain. It's just a consistently good gothic doom album. I think the violins on the album are really good. The opening track, especially, "My Body a Funeral," that might be like just like one of my Dang Bride's best songs, easily like a top 5 My Dang Bride songs. The violin in that song is amazing. And yeah, I just think it's another great album.
Voted.
I need to listen to more My Dying Bride.
I do as
So
well.
do I. So do I.
I'm not sure if I'll like them, but they were good when I saw them live.
Yeah, they're like, I think they're the kind of Doom that you don't really like, Connor, but you should give them a try.
Yeah, I will. I think I'm gonna get cooked for my first pick, but I will.
Fucked.
This is the first band of the 90s, and after a big lineup change, it's after an album everyone loves, including me. But I'm going to go for Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying. I don't think it's great. I do think it's great, but I don't think it's as good as anything that came before it. But I think it's
I'm
fun.
with you.
I think it's fun. I don't really get why everyone seems to hate it so much. I guess it's because it's after Seventh Son, and it's after they went really progressive, and Adrian Smith left because he didn't like the recording of the album. But Tail Gunner's fun, Holy Smoke's a good song, the title track's fun, Assassin's good, Mother Russia's good.
I think Mother Russia is one of their best songs.
Yeah, it's
I
a fun
love
album.
I love Mother Russia.
I'm with you, Connor. I like that album.
I really
Yeah,
don't
like
get.
Tail Gunner, The Assassin. I think it's a good album. I like it.
Yeah, it's not as good as anything in the 80s. It doesn't touch any of their 80s albums.
No, but
But
I mean, no other,
still fun.
no other.
It's still good, and it's better than, apart from Dance of Death, in my opinion, but it's better than anything released after it.
and what a beautiful cover too, right? Forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I love the
It's
cover.
not one of their best, because I think it's a bit generic, I guess. I mean, my CD version doesn't have the person on the side, like the grave digger that he's grabbing, which makes it a bit cooler, I guess.
Yeah, it makes it way cooler.
But yeah, I like this album. I kind of get what some people don't, especially after Seventh Son, But
yeah,
it's fun. All right, Vitor, you're up.
I've seen a lot of Rush tier lists and commentary. I love Rush. It's one of my favorite bands of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And this album doesn't. I mean, after the Moving Pictures record, there's kind of a break, right? They're like people separate Rush before and after Moving Pictures, and after Moving Pictures, people often place Clockwork Angels above this album, for instance, and other albums such as Power Windows and even Snakes and Arrows. But to me, this album is very, very, very clearly the best after Moving Pictures, and it's one of my favorites from Rush and his album's counterparts. I definitely think it's underrated among the Rush community, even. I think just the flow from one song to the next is, and that criteria is one of the best in their discography. The album just feels super smooth, one song after the next, and some of my favorite songs are on this album, such as Double Agent.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to me, it's, in my opinion, very clearly their best work after Moving Pictures.
Victor, what Rush album did you say again? I didn't.
Counterparts by Rush.
Okay.
I like Counterparts. I wouldn't say I think it's underrated still, because it does have stuff like Animate and Stick It Out, which are really fun. But I think it's very front-loaded is my issue with it. It kind of loses steam for me towards the end. Like a lot of Rush albums during this era do, they're just too long.
I can see why you would think Animate and Stick It Out, but my favorites are towards the end. Double Agent and Leave That Thing Alone. Probably my two favorites.
But I
I
also had Rush on my honorable mentions, but I had Grace Under Pressure, because I think that's the most underrated. I think that's where a lot of people kind of start to fall off them. A lot of people say that's kind of where Signals is them doing synths right. Grace Under Pressure is where they start doing synths wrong.
I think Grace Under Pressure might be better than Signals.
I'm not sure if I go that far, mainly because I really like Signals.
I love Signals.
It does have what's it called? Red Sector A, which is one of their best.
One of their best, yeah, 100%
songs. But yeah,
Snakes and Arrows, another worth mention here for underrated.
Yeah, I agree. My issue with Rush is after Grace Under Pressure, with the exception to Counterparts and the newest two, I just don't really like any of it, to be completely honest. Power
So-
Windows has some good songs. Hold Your Fire is bad. Presto's bad. Roll the Bones is okay. Counterparts is decent. Test for Echo is dog shit. Vapor Trails is boring. I don't know.
I like all their albums, to be honest with you. Just love their whole discography. Super loaded.
It was, I'll be honest, it was one of the more painful discography listens I've ever done, because the first part was like, oh yeah, I love Rush. I hadn't listened to them in ages. This is why I love them. Oh, this is why I never got past a certain point in their discography. Because for me, it just
I don't know. I don't get that feel. I can put Rush on shuffle and just listen to their whole discography. I just love this band. But that's
still
just
don't
my
think so.
experience.
Nick. Well, Nick used to call Rush mid, actually, if we're going back by old
Yeah,
days. Nick used to say Rush was always mid. And then they
yeah.
listened to it
I
and
didn't
realized
forget.
it was actually good. Almost like when they actually listen, give people
No, it's
stuff
peak.
more than one listen,
Yeah,
actually give
realize
it a
it's peak.
chance, then they realize
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
Shut up. We're not
Yeah,
picking me for old takes.
Don't let him forget it. Yep. Good job.
Old takes as if it wasn't like 2 months ago you realize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in the past. It's in the past. It's in the past.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
So for my pick, I've gone for another black metal album, and this
Call
one's
me
a bit more.
surprised.
This one's a bit more niche than the other one. But if you're in the black metal scene, you probably know this band or album at least. It's Moonlight Legend by Azure.
Oh yeah, I know this album.
I've heard of it.
Because they're
song.
Swedish, it might be like some fucking weird pronunciation. So I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, that shit. You pronounced it right this time. You got it.
Okay, good. Okay.
Rare.
Rare Bullfuck W.
Yeah.
But I don't really see a lot of talk about this band, even though they should be talked up there. Now, their album covers are sick. It's like the classic like black metal, like '90s black metal covers. Like I purely listened to the album just because of the album cover. It was sick, and the music's so good as well.
I think the production on the album could be a little bit better.
I mean, it's a '90s black metal album. Having good production is like rare.
Yeah, well, it's like
that's
it's
not a
it's
thing.
no, yeah, but like it's like kind of like compressed. It's too compressed. Like you can have raw shitty production, but it doesn't. You can still make it not compressed.
It's not that big of an issue to me.
It's
But
not
I
that
can
big
see
of an
why
issue, but
people would dislike it.
Yeah. I've never heard of that band and probably will never ever listen to them. But yeah, well.
You're missing out, man. Peak.
No. All right. You're up.
so my next pick is from is from a little band known as Swallow the Sun. And it is their 2021 album Moonflowers. It's not as heavy as their earlier albums. It's definite, like it's not like as like metal, I guess you could say, as some of their earlier albums. Like a lot of it is more kind of like rock oriented, but I think it's still a really, really good album. I think it's still like it can hang with the best. Like I think it's a top 5 album from them, and I think it's not like super underrated, but I do think that like compared to some of their older albums, I think that there's a little bit. I think Swallow the Sun in general is just a very underrated band, or is probably among their discography at least the most underrated. Because usually when people talk about Swallow the Sun, they talk about New Moon and they talk about their debut and they talk about songs from the North. But I think this album is, I think it's their best album, because like in their last 3 albums, they kind of went for like a different sound a little bit. Like they went for like a less straight up Death Doom sound. And that the first one where they did that was obviously One of Shadows, Force in the Light, which is also a really, really good album. I think it's as good as Moonflowers, and then obviously Moonflowers, which is a really good album. And then you had the 2024 album from last year, Shining, which could have been a good album, but the production is atrociously bad. Like the production is horrendous. I don't know what they were thinking. It has like this like super clean, overproduced like modern metal set production. Like it's like I'm pretty sure they got the guy who produced this for Bring Me the Horizon to produce this album.
Nick's favorite.
Like like the production sounds like a shitty modern metalcore band, and then the music is like doom metal kind of right. Like the music itself sounds almost a little bit inspired by like kind of like modern Catatonia almost. And I think the songwriting is good. Like I think the songs themselves are good. It's just that the production is so horrendous that ruins it.
Modern Metallica moment.
Yeah.
Any Metallica moment. Metallica have had like a good production twice in their career. No, 3 times. The first 3 albums and Black Album, to be fair, have good production.
I don't understand how a band that
Everything else is
has such
dog shit.
Shit production, honestly.
It's almost like they don't like a bassist, so just mute the bass in every single moment, and so nothing sounds good. How do you have the bassist from Suicidal Tendencies and Infectious Grooves and make him boring? Like, it's just, it's like having fucking Eddie Van Halen on guitar and making boring music. Oh wait, that's just mid '80s Van Halen. So
That's just. I'm not going to speak. I get all people.
Any Van Halen.
Stay quiet.
Saying the guitar on Van Halen is bad, which is what you were just about to say.
Yeah.
Is like,
no, I was going to say Van Halen's boring in general. I don't listen to it bad.
You listen to AC/DC.
Oh, you're not talking. Manowar. I don't want to hear.
Okay, but I like Van Halen. I like AC/DC, but you can't like AC/DC and then go, "Oh, Van Halen's boring," when it's just faster AC/DC with better solos.
No.
With more than
we
one.
Really
know.
I'm just biased, alright?
Nah, really.
Yeah, I could tell.
All right, my next
I'll
pick.
say the guitar is the only thing I like from Van Halen.
Well, you should like more.
No.
My next pick is I'm cheating, like I never ever do on this. And instead of picking one album, I'm kind of picking an era from the band, but I have picked 1 or 2 albums that I think are severely underrated. And I'm picking the early 80s stuff from Jethro Tull.
Peak.
A lot of people just shit on this stuff because it's when they kind of went synthy, they kind of went poppy. I don't give a shit. The first one, A is the best of this era in my opinion, and it's just a top 3 Jethro Tull album of all of them for me. I love this album to death. It was supposed to be an Ian Anderson solo album after they lost all the members, then they reformed, and then the label made them make it as Jethro Tull. But it's so good. Crossfire, Flingdale Flyer, Black Sunday is my favorite Jethro Tull song. Uniform, Prime Martin's Jig. It's really good. It has loads of folky moments, but modernizing it. I love this album. And then the one I think I don't like this as much, but it's way more shit on is Under Wraps. Under Wraps doesn't sound like a Jethro Tull album in the slightest. There's no flutes. There's barely any guitars. It's basically just a synth pop album. Mm-hmm. But it's just fun. And at the end of the day, I don't really care that it doesn't sound too much like a Jethro Tull album. If it's a good album, it's good album.
It's a good album, yeah, exactly.
I get why a lot of people dislike it. It's really not aged well in the slightest because it's early 80s synth pop, which means it's basic. But I don't know. Whenever people compare this to fucking like Genesis during the 80s, I think this is way better. Is it amazing?
Is your favorite band or not?
Well, yeah, 70 Genesis is great.
I love 80.
80 Genesis makes me want to kill myself. But yeah, I highly recommend. If you have not listened to it because of all the shit it's got, do check it out because it is. But go into it expecting a synth pop album. If you go into it expecting like a pure Jethro Tull album, then you're just going to not be happy with it. But I think it's really underrated. And I will also say the album that's in between these, Broadsword and the Beast, is also very underrated. But that one also does have kind of more of a fan base than these two. Mainly because of the utterly phenomenal album cover. It is one of my favorite album covers of all time, Broadsword and the Beast. Mm-hmm. It looks like a fucking prog rock album. Not prog rock, but like a kind of like epic trad, proggy trad album cover. It's so good. All right, Vitor, for the main part, what's your last main pick?
Can I say that and follow up with my honorable mentions?
Say your pick. We'll all say our picks, and then we'll go back around and do all our honorable mentions.
All right. So I'm going a different route than you here. You went with an album that gets shit on, and you think it's great.
Yeah, that's what underrated means.
No, not necessarily. I'm going with an album that people agree it's good, right? But when comparing to the rest of the discography, people
It doesn't
don't
get talked about as much. Okay,
No.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to go, oh yeah, but I've picked one that everyone says is good, and I think's
No.
bad.
It's one comparing what people say about the rest of the discography for this band, and I'm talking about "Spiritual Healing" by Def. Yeah, every single time I see Def albums ranking, this is always placed at the bottom 3.
Because it is the worst. It's good.
It's not.
but it
You
is
see,
the
it's
worst.
not. It's just not.
It is the worst.
Yeah, but like
That's
saying it's the worst
You're
isn't
proving my
even
point.
isn't
It's-
even like a bad
What do you mean?
thing.
Yeah, I'm saying
It's just that the other albums are better.
You see, but
yeah.
I think this album is maybe their 4th best. So, by my standards, I think it's underrated.
See,
It's-
I actually kind of agree with you, but I don't think it's top 4. I think it's top 3.
Yeah,
That's
look,
crazy.
Crazy, by the way. That's crazy.
There you go. There you go. All right.
It's not even a bad
It's-
album.
it's-
It's just
it's
that the other
slower.
albums are better.
It's all yeah. It's just the fact is like it's leprosy but worse. Like leprosy is just
Yeah, like
I just-
nobody thinks Spiritual Healing is bad. It's just that people think the other albums are better,
I know.
which they are.
I know. Listen, I confidently place this above SBG and Leprosy. I much prefer.
Okay, that's
I
That's
much prefer Spiritual Healing.
you much prefer. Not even just
I much
you
prefer.
prefer. You
No, I
much
much
prefer.
I like SBG and Leprosy, but I just prefer Spiritual Healing for sure.
I don't know. I kind of prefer the original Spiritual Healing over the Leprosy. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Low Life is fucking peak, and the rest of this album is also peak.
Yeah, the
And
album's
Ultimate
It's a
peak.
great
Future.
album, but it's Death. They have better albums.
Well,
Battle of
most
You could literally-
of
To
that.
be fair, I
most of
think we are
that's-
proving. I think we are proving Visual's point here. That it is
Yeah,
underrated.
I was just going to say most of the fan base thinks exactly like you too, and I place it higher, so I think it's underrated. Yep, I love the album.
That's fair.
Cook Video, I'm with you on this.
There you go. Thank you.
Top 3 is crazy.
Didn't you say it was
See,
your
you
best
said the
album a
vision.
while ago, Nick?
Okay, yeah, that's a bit crazy.
That's Nick being
was,
contrarian again, just so they can feel different.
no,
Sure.
that was a bit crazy.
Battles is top 3 in flames. Sure, bro.
Next turn, right?
All right, Ozzy.
I've gone for another black metal album. Shock, right?
Oh wow.
Shocker.
Another underrated album that no one's heard of before, so it can't be neither
No,
overrated or underrated.
This one, people know. At least I think I've seen people talk about this one on Twitter. This is French, so I'm gonna butcher this. It's
But who cares? It's French.
Telvi by Le Prochain Hiver or Le Pro. I don't fucking know. Le Prochain. I fucking don't give a shit.
Try again.
It's French. It's French. I don't give
Try
a fuck.
again.
Le Prochain Hiver. I don't fucking know.
What's the band name? What's the band name?
That's the band name. Le Prochain Hiver. Or Le
How do
Prochain.
you
I
spell
can't
that?
even hear what the fuck you're saying.
How do you spell it?
LE space Pro Chain
Pro chain.
HIV. Yeah.
Bro, it's not even
not-
hard to say. You just can't
The
speak. It's
HIV.
late. It's
Le
pro
Profond
chain.
Hiver.
Yeah.
Look, alright.
Bro,
Yeah.
this has got a user score of 92. What do you mean it's underrated?
How many people have fucking?
That's not what underrated means.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
I don't know what the
Underrated
people-
doesn't mean that it doesn't receive that it doesn't have any attention. It means that people rate it lower than what deserves.
Look, I panicked. I had like 10 minutes to prepare, alright?
You didn't. I told you this yesterday.
He
Yeah,
told
that's
you
like-
this yesterday.
10 minutes to fucking prepare and set your alarm. Set your alarm for actually on time this one. That's crazy.
But no, I don't care. I'm sticking with it, so fuck you.
Okay.
It's like French Agalok or Yeah, pretty much.
Does it actually sound like Agalok, or are you just saying that because it has a deer on the cover and it's in black and white?
Like
in the
no. It's actually it's like folky like Agalok.
So Agalok.
I'm not saying it because of the deer. I'm not the only one who's made the Agalok comparison, so fuck you.
Quick comment here. Since we're doing underrated, we should do overrated next. That would cause more discussion. I feel like
at some point that would be fun.
Lord.
Yep.
I got us cooked.
All right.
If you don't get cooked all the time.
Shut up, bitch.
All right, Swede, you're up next.
All right, so the album I'm choosing is an album called Mystic Places of Dawn by Septic Flesh.
Wish I've heard this album.
Septic Flesh in general are like mostly known for their like music post 2008, like because Septic Flesh kind of have two different eras, I guess you could say, because after their 2000 and hold on, let me begin. After the 2003 album, they disbanded, or like not disbanded, but they went on hiatus for a couple of years. And then they came back, and then they like went full on into like the symphonic death metal sound, and they brought in like an actual orchestra for the first time. And people mostly know them for that second era of the band, which is really, really good. But I think that their first era is better. And I think this album, their debut album, Mystic Place of Dawn, I think is especially good. I think it's their best album. It's like early melodic death metal with some like death doom and gothic metal elements. Like it sounds very very ahead of its time. It doesn't sound like it released in 1994. It sounds like it released in like 2001 or something. And I think it's just a really, really good album. It's a really underrated album that deserves more attention. The one thing that I will say about this album that could be better is that the production is very, very like the production is raw, which is good, but it's also very, very compressed. I don't know if that's just because the Spotify version of the album has like a shitty port or something.
Yeah.
But at least the Spotify version, it sounds like very, very compressed. And I think it would, I don't know if that's just because that's how the album is, or if it's just because Spotify, but if that is just how the album is, I think it would benefit from a remaster. Because I think this album would be a lot better if it was more like open and like echoey instead of just being compressed. Because it sounds a little flat at times, but even with that, the music itself is so good that I still think it's their best album. And Septic Flesh have a lot of really, really good albums, so it's still saying a lot. I mean, I have it rated 98, so I still love the album, but again, I think the production could be a teeny tiny bit better. But again, that could just be from a shitty Spotify port. I don't know. But yeah, that's my pick.
All right, so my last one, I think, is going to cause a split between everyone here by me just saying the band name. So I'll describe the album before I say what the band is and the album is. This is an album. I understand this is a shit album, like a really shit album. Okay. Yeah, but I love it. I love the story behind it. I love the troubled making of it. I love the fact that this album was so shit, the label self-sabotaged the band by reordering the track list, despite the fact it's a concept album.
Oh,
so
I know
the story,
it is.
Yeah. So the band is Kiss, which is already going to cause controversy. Yeah.
I
fucking hate Kiss. Kiss are horrible.
And the album is Kiss the Elder, or Music from the Elder, because they expected this to be such a smash hit. It would have a film made about it, so it was called Music from the Elder, about the planned film that then never got made because the album was so shit it got bombed. The original
shit like I like this album.
They made the track list. And then the label, without telling the band, just reordered it because they thought, this album, instead of starting with, the slow songs and going into the fast songs, like concept albums normally do, they for some reason thought the first song had to be fast, which would somehow generate more sales. So they took a song from near the end and put it at the beginning. So the story's just out of order. Near the end, it goes Escape from the Island, which is a fast instrumental, to Odyssey, which is a slow ballady type one, to I, which is a fast speedy song. Almost like the original one, Odyssey just isn't there and is right near the start. Only in the 90s, when they released it on CD, they made the original track list available again, which is better. Although I do like the original just for how batshit insane it is.
Kiss, so can't do that much better.
Look, okay.
Cool.
Kiss are good. All right. No, they're shit.
No.
I like them.
Kiss are good. Kiss are good.
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah, they are.
Gets too much
horrible.
shit. Gets too much shit.
The Elder
Don't get
also
enough shit.
The Elder has Eric Carr first on drums, and Eric Carr is one of my favorite drummers. He's amazing. Even though he hated this album was so bad, their guitarist apparently had the cassette and just threw the cassette against a wall and smashed it as soon as he got it because he hated it so much. They got back Bob Ezrin on production, who produced like Alice Cooper and made their biggest album. Except Bob Ezrin was so high on coke at the time, he just didn't even care and just let everyone do what they wanted to do. Like, didn't tell them no to any of their dumbass ideas that they had. Because apparently Gene Simmons wrote a story and brought it in and wanted to make an album. I know I'm shitting on this album a lot, but I do love it. It's so weird. It kind of goes back around from being shit and becomes really
so bad
interesting
it's good,
again.
Kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Their next album, Creature of the Night, is their best of the 80s, in my opinion. It's when they turn to an actual metal band and
Not
evolve.
saying much, is it, though?
No, I was going to say not saying much.
Yeah.
Have you heard Creatures of the Night?
No, I have. It is their best album, but it's still not great.
I'm putting on CD, I think.
Fucking Creatures of the Night has songwriting credits from Bryan Adams of all people, which is just so funny to me. But yeah, I don't know who plays on this album, because Kiss are one of those bands where like random people would play on random stuff and then they just wouldn't credit anyone apart from the main members of the band. Yeah, I highly recommend giving it a listen purely because it's so shit that it might be good for some people. I think it's underrated. It has gotten like a cult following in the fan base. Like a load of Kiss fans now do like it, other than like Crazy Nights, which is just fucking horrendous. But I was very happy because I picked up the one with the really, really bad track list in Denmark. So I now own that one. I don't need to listen to the good one anymore. I can just listen to the shit one that's not on streaming anywhere. But yeah, I'm sure we will talk about Kiss at some point where we just shit. Where it's just gonna be a full blown argument between me and. See, Nick, you could at least wait until what I explain, and it would more be a debate, which you would enjoy because you can just shit on them. But no, you just interrupt everyone as usual.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
man.
Nick acting like he's properly listened to them. Anyway, Vitor, what are some of your honorable mentions?
All right. So I have, let me count. I have 5 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And I think 2 are actually underrated, using the same criteria I was just using for the other picks. And the other 3, I'm gonna mention the bands, just because the bands are underrated. Not necessarily the best criteria here, but I think they're still worth mentioning because they are extremely underrated within their genre. So, the first 2 picks that fit the criteria best is With Doom We Come by Summoning. People just never look at this album, and I think it's great. Night Fell Behind, Silvertine, Tarkelion, Murklands.
Can I talk about that Summoning album?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's a good album, but with it being so late in their career, it does not do enough to distinguish itself from their... Like, it's just doing... Like, my problem with modern Summoning, with Old Morning Sun and with Doom We Come, is that they're not really doing anything different than what they did 20 years ago, right? Like, they're just kind of just doing the same thing again. Which, while, yes, it is still good, why would I listen to that when I could just listen to Stronghold or Minas Morgul or Doguldir or Let Mortal Hero Sing a Thing? That's kind of the problem for me.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I think I mean, they're similar, yes, because so many they never change their style much, but they sound different. And as you know, Old Morning Zone is one of my favorite albums of all time. So I don't really have an issue with their two latest works. And I think with Doom We Come gets overlooked in their discography. Same thing with Lugburst, but I think Lugburst gets more credit than with Doom We Come.
The thing with Lugburst is easily their worst album because you could tell that they just kind of like number one they hadn't really found their sound yet, and number two, the production is bad.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's still
bad.
worth
It's not even bad in like a black metal good way. It's just bad.
It's bad. I know, but I think it's still a good album. But I don't think it's underrated like Lugburst. I think it's properly credited because people talk about its flaws because it has flaws. I think it's good, but not good to the point of being underrated. I think with Doom We Come is good to the point of being underrated. But at least that's my take on it.
I think it's an enjoyable album, and like like whenever I do discography runs with somebody, which I do every once in a while, I listen to the album and I enjoy it. I just don't think it's as good as their earlier albums. I don't think it deserves as much.
No.
Like I think if I don't know if they're gonna make any more music, but if they do, they need to do something to change their sound at least a little bit. Like they need to try to do something at least kind of unique.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I don't disagree. With Doom We Come, they do have like lower pitched vocals, right?
Yeah,
it's a little
I guess, but it's still kind of like the same thing.
I mean, it's instrumentally, yeah, but I in a way I kind of like that they stay to their sound because it's what makes me like so many. But I agree with that. A new album could use some new innovation, and maybe that's why they haven't done anything new, right?
Yeah. Once again, still saying this. I still love all their albums because like they're like a top 5 band for me. I mean, Minas Morgul is my 5th favorite album of all time, so I still love this band. But I'm just giving constructive criticism.
I think it's valid.
Not that they're gonna listen to this, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I have 4 more, and I'll go faster with them. The next one is Deep Calleth Upon Deep by Satyricon. I think Satyricon in general is a bit underrated. Yes, Nemesis Divina and Shadow Throne gets plenty of props.
I think they're overrated.
You think they're overrated?
Yeah.
I don't think they're talked about enough to be overrated, personally. But Deep Calleth Upon Deep, I don't think gets enough recognition. I barely see people talking about it, and I think it has great songs. So that's my first one. And then the next 3 are just because I think the bands are underrated, and I just want to mention real quick. They're underrated within their genre. So Island by Dark Fortress should be way bigger in black metal, in my opinion. Dark Dragons of the Cosmos by Battle Dagraph. Often referred to as a baby Paysage de River. I think it's better than Paysage de River. In my opinion, should be a pillar in atmospheric black metal, and it's not. And then my last pick is the Heyman Dreams by Cosmograph. And the reason why I pick Heyman Dreams is that even when people talk about Cosmograph itself is criminally underrated. But even when we talk about Cosmograph, Heyman Dreams is often not mentioned. And it's an album that I absolutely love. So, those are my picks.
All right.
Nick.
Give me 2 seconds. Phone on charge. Okay, so due to me understanding what the criteria actually means, I've actually picked 3 underrated albums from bigger bands, at least.
Okay.
Well, the bands we all know, at least. So for my first one, I've gone Load by Metallica. I don't care. I will defend this fucking album.
Really?
I will defend this album. I like this album.
I was thinking of putting this on my list, but I don't think it's good enough to be underrated. I think it's where it's settled in.
You go for it.
I'll defend it. Apart from one song. What is it? But overall, I think it's a great album and underrated.
That's a bad album.
You can look past the mid-production.
If you can look past the fact half the songs are dog shit.
Sure. Yeah. Bleeding Me is a peak. That's classic.
Classic. Okay, bro. It's a good song, but it's not
My
classic.
second album, I picked Cause for Conflict by Creator.
Okay.
I think
This one I'll actually agree with you.
This one, when I feel like this album, when people talk about Creator's discography, a lot of people leave out their 90s stuff, including this album. Which I feel like is unfair because this album's like thrash. Like, yeah, the production's kind of mid, but the songwriting's still there.
I think Gumi's there.
Riffs are peak. Overall, I still think it's a good album. Like a 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10.
I'd say Endorama's the more underrated, personally.
I mean,
That's
people just do that
personally.
album shit. I went for Cause for Conflict because I don't see anyone ever talking about that album. And for my third and final one, I picked Arctic Thunder by Darkthrone, which is sort of like a return to form for the band after making some questionable music before. It's sort of like their first proper black metal album since, I want to say, early 2000s. Whatever albums before their punk and black stuff. Whatever, I don't know what the genre is.
Black and Crust.
Crust, that's it, yeah. It's their first proper black metal album since then. It's a return to form, definitely. And it's not as good as their stuff before, like their classic era, but it's still a good album with a good album cover. So I very much recommend that too.
All right.
That's all I've got.
I've got one that I think you're going to agree with. So, Bido, you're up first.
So, I've one honorable mention.
Okay.
And it is an album that I think it's not necessarily underrated. It's more so that I just think I was gonna choose this album as one of my main picks, but then I remember that it's not necessarily underrated. It's just like underappreciated. Like it's just like not many people know about this album. Like not many people like talk about this album in general. And it is "Silence of the World Beyond" by Canada's Quintet.
I'm not familiar.
It is Swedish melodic death metal from the 90s, and I think it is just as good as all the big albums from Swedish 90s melodeath. I think it's just as good as At the Gates and In Flames and whatnot. And I think it's an absolute fucking phenomenal album. I think it is in my top 10 albums of all time. And I do not think it is talked about nearly enough. I think it deserves so much more attention than it has. I think it's an absolutely incredible album. And yeah, like I said, I just don't think it gets enough attention.
Okay.
All right, I've got a bunch of picks because I just went through my CD and vinyl collection and was like, I'll pick out ones I think are underrated. Twist and the Myth by Blind Guardian. It gets shit on a lot. My friend shit on it so much he just gave me his CD for free. So there's that. But Fly, Otherland, This Will Never End, Carry the Blessed Home, Another Stranger Me, Scowls and Shadows. Really fun album from the mid 2000s for them. I do think the one that came after is better, but there's that. Blood Drunk by Children of Bodom. It's the worst of their up until this point, but songs like Hellhounds on My Trail, Blood Drunk, One Day You'll Cry, Broke Morning. It's a very fun album. It just isn't as good, and also the production is really dog shit because it's like metalcore-ish production. So, yeah. Renegade by Thin Lizzy. This is the second one with Snowy White. I think it's phenomenal. Angel of Death's one of their heaviest songs. As Hollywood, it has Mexican Blood. Very good album. Rock the Nations by Saxon. This is Saxon Prime in their glam era, but it does have the title track. It does have Northern Lady. It unfortunately does have You Ain't No Angel, which is shit, and does have Party Till You Puke, which they somehow got Elton John on to make that shit song. So there's that. There is Savage Amusement by Scorpions. I think this album is severely underrated. People see it as the first of the shit era. I think it's the last of the phenomenal era. I'll also go Sweet Freedom by Uriah Heep. Again, people see it as pretty mid. I think it's just as good as any of their other 70s stuff. Well, the early 70s, late 70s, they get shit. And the one I think Nick will agree with, I'm actually kind of shocked he didn't pick. Fly on the Wall by AC/DC. This gets shit on all the time. This gets seen as one of the worst AC/DC albums. I think it's one of their best, to be completely honest. It's my second favorite Brian Johnson. It has Shaky Foundations. It has Stinky Pink. It has Hell or High Water. The lyrics are shit, but what AC/DC album has good lyrics? Yeah, it's just fun. And that's all my picks.
All right.
Cool. Nice. I like the COB pick.
Yeah, I thought about picking the one after it as well, because I do think the one after it's underrated. But the one after it is much worse than Blood Drunk. I think Blood Drunk's just a good album.
Okay.
With a shit album cover. Like, the dog shit album cover.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Yeah.
Right. What's next?
Close to the Edge, right?
No, 2025 album.
2025 first. Okay. All right.
We're like 3 months into this and we still haven't got the proper order down. Yeah, we if you somehow your first time watching this, we will pick a 2025 album. We can love it, we can hate it. What do we rate it? You're the best. What will we review next? And then we basically just pick it and talk about it.
All right.
Yes, just yapping, just like we do. It's like everything on this podcast. Yapping is the thing that comes forefront. Vitor, what's your pick for a 2025 album?
All right. My pick is Waving at the Sky by Afkirst. I think that's how you call it. It's AVKRVST, Afkirst. At least that's how I see people pronouncing it. It's their second album. Their first one was in 2023, The Approbation. What kind of just came out of nowhere. Phenomenal blend of Opeth, Anecdote, some Pain of Salvation. It kind of has a lot of inspirations from bands that I like, so it was very easy.
Midvation.
My God, man. So it was very easy.
How do you spell it again?
AVKRVST. I think they're from Norway, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah, I've got this
Norwegian prog rock group, yep. There's a lot of Opeth in them, and Anecdote. So, and other bands that I've noticed here and there. There's a blend of many bands that I enjoy, so it was very easy for me to get into them. And their new record, Waving at the Sky, is probably better than the first one, maybe. I was anticipating it when I saw they released a single, and the whole album is good. I can't pick, every time I listen to it, I end up picking a different song as my favorite, and I still don't know what my favorite is. It might be Families Are Forever or Ghosts of Yesteryear. I don't know. It's a phenomenal album. I think you guys would like it. It's definitely high on my list so far for 2025.
I'm gonna get around to listening to that because I did like the album cover.
Oh yeah, both their covers are great. Love them.
All right, Nick.
So,
what's your dog shit opinion again?
What do you mean dog shit?
Well, I mean, it's like a 70% chance it will be. So
yeah.
So I've gone for, I think this is how you pronounce it, Tectularian by Eschaton. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you listened to this yet. I know Seb did. It's Tech Death from the Tectularian by Eschaton. It's Eschaton.
No, I haven't listened to it.
It's a US tech death, and I purely listened to this because the album cover is sick and the logo is awesome, and it's just peak. It's like the riffs, the technicality, obviously because it's tech death, but like drumming, it's insane. It sort of kind of reminds me of I don't want to say Nile because it's not like Nile, but I don't know the right word. I suck at describing things, man. Overall, I just think it's a good album, and for now, so far, it is my album of the year as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the new Rivers of Nihil or Nile album would been my album of the year so far, but nope, this is overtaking it.
Haven't listened to Rivers' album yet.
The more I listen to it, the more I realize, what the hell are they thinking?
Really? Okay.
But no, that Eschaton album is awesome. I very much recommend.
Uh,
Don't ask Bitter what he
So-
thinks of the Rivers of Nihil album.
I'm actually going to talk about that right now because that's my pick.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, like I said, my pick is Rivers of Nile by Rivers of Nile, their latest album. I did not like this album. I rated this album 58. I think this album is mid, if not bad. I think that I'm just gonna basically repeat what I said in my review on Album of the Year, and that is that there were some of this elements on this album that were really good, like that I really enjoyed. That mainly being the choruses, the vocal choruses, those were fucking amazing, and also the guitar solos. The guitar solos were also great, but everything else is really fucking disappointing. Every single song, there's always this gent chugging, like the gent chug riffs in every single song, and it is so unbelievably boring and annoying. It feels like they over rely on this like gent chugging to sound modern and sound heavy, and it just doesn't work at all. It just sounds like they're trying to go for this like generic modern metal sound to try to get some more popularity, like that kind of generic genty modern metal sound.
Yeah, it's pretty much a lot of it sounds like every modern metalcore breakdown.
Yeah. Also, yeah, the breakdowns on this album are horrible. Like, there's so many like deathcore breakdowns on this, and I just do not understand why they're on here. There's no reason for them to be on here. They're completely pointless. Especially on the song "American Death." I think that song is bad. I think that song is genuinely really bad. And that song has like a deathcore breakdown at the end, and it is so horrible. And also, the lyrics of that song, I'm not gonna get into that now, but they're not great either.
Well, are they like pro-American? Yeah.
No, they're not like pro-American, but they're like, it's like they tried to be like political and like controversial, but they don't say anything. Like they're basically just saying they tried to be like political and cool and hip, but they said absolutely nothing. Like it's just like a bunch of word salad that means absolutely nothing. It's just that they tried to make a political song for whatever reason. It just doesn't work. Like they're not actually saying anything. They're just saying like there's just a generic politician bad song.
So basically,
lazy?
don't tread on me by Metallica.
Kinda, I guess. It's not like
Not
outright.
really.
It's not like outright conservative. I would say it is kind of like a left-wing song, but like it's like a liberal song.
No, I mean like saying a lot without like actually saying anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like trying to appear.
It's like trying to.
Smart.
It's kind of like it's almost like a grift. Kind of.
It's like when a band.
I'm
I'm not going to say which band because I don't want to give them any bad press because they are a small band. But a band, Moscow Rock, just start like after one of their songs, they just screamed "fuck fascists," and it was like the most base level fucking.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Like, yeah. but like this most base level thing is like. Apparently, one band there just apparently one band at Buzzcrock. I didn't see them just like going on a rant about NATO, which just sounds funny. Like they just stopped their set to rant about NATO to the crowd. My pick is.
Wait, I'm not finished. Hold
on. Oh, sorry.
I want to talk about the production as well because the production, like I said earlier, it sounds just like generic modern metal. Like it's just like way too clean and overproduced. Like it sounds like it could, like it sounds like a modern metalcore production, pretty much.
It's a bit too clean.
Yeah, it's too clean. It doesn't really have any like grit to it. And then also just like the strange like electronic parts that they added in post for some reason, which I just like don't understand at all. It's just like I can kind of get what they were trying to do with trying to go for like this electronic sound, but it's so unbelievably generic that I just don't see the reasoning why they did it. It just felt like they just put it in there for the sake of putting it in there. Like there was no actual good reasoning to do it. They just did it because like, oh, let's put some electronic parts in there. It might sound good. It doesn't sound good at all. It just sounds super, super generic. And I think that's kind of just generally the problem with this album. It sounds really, really generic. Like it takes everything that was so good about like Where Owls Know My Name, and that was everything that was like so unique and cool about that album. It just strips it of everything, and it's just so boring.
That's fair.
And yeah, it's just generic. I think generic is the best word that I can use to describe this.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a lot of bands these days.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a misstep and they'll move into a better direction after this, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll alright, chill.
What?
So who's whacking on the keyboard?
Oh, me. I don't think I was whacking.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought it was Vigil.
No,
beating the shit out of your keyboard.
Yeah, well, that's all I have to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you just put me away from that album. I'll be honest.
You should still listen to it, but just be warned.
Yeah, but I was kind of looking forward to it, and now I'm not.
It's not a bad listen.
Wow, Bido, you ruined Vitor's love for it. Wow.
I mean, he probably would have been more disappointed if he didn't know that before.
Fair.
But to continue on Hugo's, when I first listened to it, I thought it was peak, like amazing. But the more I re-listened to it, the more I like it. Like, it's just like,
yeah, you were glazing. Be honest.
Yeah.
Shock.
After the recency bias stepped away, I'm like, I started to notice the things. Yeah. It's kind of your turn.
All right, my 2025 pick is an album that I think is great. I don't think it's as good as everyone else is saying it is, and it is the new album by, if I can get it up, because I've spelled it wrong. It's the new album by Cryptopsy.
Yeah, I know.
It's called An Insatiable Violence, and it is very good.
It is.
My issue with it is it gets very samey after a little bit, which I guess is my issue with brutal death metal as a whole.
I was about to say that.
Not be an issue.
Yeah.
But it is a very good album. The first 3 songs especially, like the first 3, maybe first half of the album is like perfect. It's just exactly what I want to hear from this band. The production is much better than the album before it. The album before it was good. It just had this very muddy drum sound, which kind of ruined it for me. But overall, really good. The vocalist on this is very good. I saw him live with the band, with Atheist, which was a very good tour. That was very good. And he was very good. But I do think people saying this is the greatest album of the year and saying, I
think it's a bit much.
I have seen some people say this is a better album than None So Vile, which I think is crazy talk.
Sure.
Yeah, no.
But that's insane.
But yeah, I do think it's a very good album. I think it's very much worth listening to. I think the hype is for a reason. But I think some people, I don't think it's album of the year. I don't think it's even close to album of the year, to be completely honest.
No.
But hey, everyone has different feelings, and I know a lot of people have been very excited about this. So I'm.
Is it their best since None Survival? Absolutely.
No. Whisper Supremacy.
Oh, I know. I was gonna say, wait, yes, Whisper Supremacy. I thought that album came out before.
What's it called? I haven't listened to this album yet. I've heard the singles, but not the album itself. And what I'll say is I don't really like the production from what I heard on those singles. I think it sounds too clean and overproduced for my taste.
That's fair.
It sounds
I didn't
good on
mind
the
it.
album. It still sounds aggressive on the album.
Yeah, it still
hasn't
sounds
got-
aggressive, but like it's like it's the kind of a BDM production. Like I want my blue death metal to have this kind of like grit and rawness to it, which it just doesn't really have.
I know.
Some albums to check out. Let us know what you think, especially of the new Cryptopsy. I know this come out like 2 weeks after it released, but I'm very interested because it seems that like people, even in the day or so it's been released for us, it seems like people have gone from saying it's one of the greatest albums ever to people then saying it's really overrated to people then coming back to that saying it's one of the greatest ever. So I guess it's one of those types of albums, but
You know, Connor, if you didn't pick the Cryptopsy album, I was going to bring it up after yours.
yeah, that's fair. But I think it's good. I do think it's very good. I think it's great. I just think people are saying it's album of the year. It's album of the year. It's a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think that personally.
Oh, I
It's a good
liked
album.
the album before it, but it was like,
Yeah, it was solid, but it wasn't like groundbreaking or anything. At least in my opinion.
I just
I like
have
the
a
album
problem with the
cover.
genre personally. I like the album. I like the genre, but it gets very samey for me very fast.
Yeah.
that's why I'm glad Cryptopsy albums are normally quite short.
Yeah. And I will say,
But the
for the
album's like
fact,
28 minutes.
yeah, and I will say the fact this band are over 30 years old making albums this good is like.
And this genre too.
Exactly. It's like
It's admirable.
I feel
It's
like
admirable.
people. Yeah. Yes, I'm saying it's not album of the year, but should bands that old still be making albums of the year? What bands that age do? If that makes sense. Opeth is what everyone here is going to say, but you know.
Well, Opeth is Opeth.
Nile.
Yeah.
Dude, I just remembered fucking Cryptopsy's deathcore era.
God.
I haven't listened to it. I only listened to Non Survival and the most recent two. I do need to go through their discography, but this type of stuff I can't listen to all the time.
The Unspoken King, yeah, that album. That album. Oh, I don't think it's horse shit.
It's still bad.
It's not good. It's not great. I rated it at 57 on album review.
But yeah, those are some albums to check out. And with that, we move on to the final segment of the podcast, the greatest thing ever on God's green earth, the spinny wheel. It's Close to the Edge by Yes.
No, we had from Marsha Sirius.
Yeah, and probably
yeah.
and Blackwater Park.
We're gonna get
yeah.
another Blackwater album after this too. I know it.
I think that there must be none left, considering we basically got all of them at the start.
Nah, there's got to be some still.
But this is the 5th studio album by the progressive rock band, released on the 8th of September 1972 in the UK, and on the 13th of September 1972 in the US. It was on Atlantic Records. It was produced by Eddie Offord and the band. It has a personnel of an English band, so I can finally read the fucking names. We have John Anderson on lead vocals. We have Steve Howe on guitars, choral electric guitar, steel guitar, and backing vocals. We have Chris Squire on bass and backing vocals. We have Rick Wakeman on acoustic and electric pianos, Hammond organ, mini Moog synthesizer, mellotron, harpsichord, pipe organ, and Bill Bruford, who would of course later go to King Crimson on drums and percussion. Has the amazing album cover by Roger Dean. who would do most of their album covers, and I'd say this is their most famous album. Maybe the one before it is a bit more, purely because Roundabout was in JoJo, but this is at least one of their most famous, and I'd say often regarded as their best. This and Fragile, I'd say.
Yeah.
Are often regarded as their best. But Vitor, what's your opinion on this? What's your take on this?
I'm glad I'm first, and I get to speak more. This lineup is insane that you just read out to us. I don't know which one takes a highlight for me. Maybe Awakeman. I love the keyboards in this album. And the synth work that just goes on. I love this album. I was little when I first listened to it. My only complaint is the cover. They have so many good covers. I wish this cover was a little bit better.
I still like it.
I still like it, but I look at Relayer and I look at Fragile. It's anyway.
I like the green.
I think Close to the Edge is a phenomenal, beautiful. It's melodic. It's peaceful to listen to it. I remember the first time I listened to it, I couldn't tell what the fuck was gonna happen next. Like, it was mysterious, I guess, right? Yeah, I mean, it's a fun album. It's a happy album. It's enjoyable to listen to it, yet it's psychedelic. It has a good blend of everything that I like in prog rock. And to be made in '72 is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
And
the production is very ahead of its time.
Yeah, easily top 5 for me in the genre. Fucking love it. I love the band. I love this album. And the symphonic work, I already talked about it, but the symphonic work in it, I think is a highlight. And I love the bass, and I love the drums. John Anderson is phenomenal. I don't know, the album is just fucking peak.
Yep.
72, man. I can't emphasize enough. 72.
I know. Nick, what's your take?
September. My sister's. Wait, was it 8th of September or 13th of September?
It was the 8th in the UK, 13th in US.
Okay. All right.
I'm guessing. Yeah. I don't know why they released it.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because that's my sister's birthday. So good for her.
She shares a birthday with one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Nick, what's your opinion? Yeah.
So every time I listen to this album, I can't believe it came out in 1972. It genuinely doesn't sound like an album from that.
It's
mind-blowing. It blows my mind every time because this just compare this to like in nowadays standards, like it's pretty like typical like prog, but 1972 standards, there was no band down those at all. And the fact it's so technical and like progressive for the time is incredible. And it's aged very, very well because even now, there's still bands who don't sound like anything like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's timeless. It's just crazy how well it's aged. Even being how old now? About 53 years old? And it still sounds like it could have been released early 2000s, mid 2010s. It sounds ridiculous. It's crazy, honestly. Like, I need to get better at describing stuff.
All right, better.
I don't have a whole lot to say that you guys didn't already say, but I mean, yeah, it's a great album. I really like the acoustic guitar on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the acoustic guitar sounds good. And yeah, it's just a fun, enjoyable album. I like that I like that it's very short. Like it feels like it's short, but it still feels like a fully cohesive album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great album.
Yep.
Don't have a whole lot more to say.
I will say the best thing about this album for me is the fact it's so easy to get into. Like, this is something I recommend to first listeners to prog because it's almost like a pop song with how there's so many hooks and stuff in every single moment. Like it's catchy.
Yeah,
Despite
kind
the
of what
fact
I
the
said. Right?
first,
It's a happy album. It's warm. It's
it's
smooth.
and I mean, there's only 3 songs on it, but all 3 songs are perfect. Close the title track is probably my favorite Yes song. I think it is the defining prog metal epic. Not prog metal, prog rock epic, but it does have heavy moments for how early it is.
Yeah.
The keyboards are great. The bass work is amazing. I love John Anderson's vocals, especially during this era. I think he just had this way of singing that no one else really could. You and I is a really nice ballady kind of song, and then Siberian Khatru is phenomenal. Everything is amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're a prog rock fan, you've definitely listened to this album. But if you haven't listened to this album, I can't recommend it enough. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. I think it deserves the hype it gets. It's one of those albums that a load of people. It's kind of the normie answer to say yes, this is the best prog album of all time. But like, you're not really wrong. Like, it's the boring answer, but it is correct.
It's for sure up there. It's for sure up there.
But yeah, would highly recommend anyone listen to it.
Absolutely. If I were to make a list of 3 albums for someone that's never listened to prog rock to get into prog rock, that for sure is going to be in there.
Definitely. I'll also say
Honestly,
yes. I wanted the. Sorry, go ahead.
Pretty much any 70s S album.
Apart from
70s.
Tormato.
And also, that album's not even bad.
No, but it's not like you can't say it's one of the best prog albums of all time.
Well, yeah, but still.
I don't know if
it's not a bad listen, so I'd still even recommend it.
Yeah, I'd recommend Tales of Topographic Oceans, even though that album is so overblown. It kind of just gets so overblown, it kind of works again, in my opinion.
But although I do think Fragile is a better introduction into prog rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got
Just
more
because
songy songs rather than just like.
Yeah, and just because like the roundabout, obviously.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's our opinions on it. Let us know what you think. Let us know your underrated albums by great bands. I'm sure no one will bully people for certain picks. Nick, not understand the concept of the podcast.
Shut up, bitch.
But that's not very nice.
You need to be more specific for me, okay?
What do you mean you need to be more specific?
I kind of expect you to have common sense when I said stuff. You are where you can ask questions to me and like double check stuff, but no, you just.
Yeah, but then your ass will cook me, so I don't want to hear it.
No, I wouldn't.
That's a lie, and you fucking know it.
Yeah, but now you just got cooked for it now instead.
Yep.
For it live on air in front of everyone. Everyone comment how Nick got everything wrong and should be kicked off the podcast and tried.
I made up for it in honorable mentions. But...
And let us know in the replies, by the way, would you watch this podcast if it was just Vitor and Nick? Because I doubt anyone would.
Yes.
There wouldn't be any episodes anyway.
Fucking war against working. War against working.
If it was just Vitor and Nick, there wouldn't be any episodes out.
So true. Like, people don't know the behind-the-scenes shambles behind every single episode of this where we're dying to fucking...
It's either me or Vitor that don't show up.
No, yes. Listen, guys. I mentioned the last episode. I did my exam last week. I'm a free man. Well,
yeah, Vitor had exams. Nick, you're unemployed. You just lie at home, and you're still somehow never here.
Look, in my defense, it's not my fault.
You one time ate a bunch of mozzarella and then got sick, and then that was why you missed it.
Okay, that one was on me.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah, that's our episode. If you have anything you want us to cover, any options, I definitely think overrated albums from bands we like is going to be a topic sometime soon, maybe next week, just so we can have them both back to back. But we'll see how we feel, basically. But we also have taken notes that people have seemed to enjoy the tier lists and the brackets and stuff like that more, where you can kind of play along with stuff. So we do have more of those kind of ideas coming up.
Didn't we have like a game show type thing?
Yeah, that's in the works.
Ideas?
Yeah. But yeah. Let us know any stuff you are interested in. Let us know any stuff you want us to cover, any bands you want us to cover. Anyway, if you think we're wrong, just tell us that, and we'll ignore your comments because who gives a shit about people's opinions? But well, clearly people do because they listen to ours. But yeah,
So mean.
Nick, you okay?
Imagine being
I'm
mean
not
to our
mean.
fans.
I always get bullied on this podcast.
Good.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay.
hear you calling anybody else mean, Nick.
Yeah.
But you're so mean to our fans. Oh my God.
No, I said I'd read
They-
them if they're nice. If they're mean and they're telling me I'm wrong, I'm
See?
I'm on the podcast. All right, it's my opinion that
See,
matters, not theirs.
this is a democracy. We listen to the opinions even if they're okay.
Democracy. I shouldn't care about democracy. Democracy in Big 2025, bro. Honestly, man. Get that out of here. As if you don't act like this podcast is a dictatorship, because if you don't like anything, we're not allowed to do it. But yeah,
Look,
enough infighting. We're gonna end it off there. Join next week for more wacky shenanigans with Nick not understanding the concept of anything, with
Virtual being an hour late.
like you'll want to talk. But with that, we'll see you all next week.